Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am Mark Anthony Dark 66. The name of my company is Dark South Limited. I just had to fix my hair there. And we are here in the next modeling installment movie. Here to give you tips, tricks, critiques, teachings to look better and feel better every time you put on your clothes and walk out into the world. Alright. Okay, so this one's titled Fashion's Crisis, Instant Modeling Overshadowing Talent. Okay, so we're gonna just jump straight into this. Instant modeling overshadowing talent. Now, before I get into this, we are gonna just talk about, the current environment. It's the year 2025. All the technology that we have, we are so connected on a worldly global platform. We are so connected now more than we've ever been before. So a lot of stuff on social media gets, you know, pushed into everybody's face like instantly. Okay, I'm sure we all know what I'm talking about. Now, with that out of the way, we're going to focus on being on social media and celebrities. Okay, I really thought about this for like a long time, and this particular celebrity just like popped into my head because he is always so relevant when it comes to fashion and I would say I admire him. I look up to him to a certain degree. A lot of you definitely know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Kanye West. Now, this guy is a mega celebrity. Okay, he's more into fashion now than he's ever been. And I think, just to be relevant, I think I don't know, like don't quote me on this. Like recently, he bankrupted himself or something like that. Now, regardless of his recent earnings or his what he did with his business, whether he closed down a business or whatever he decided to do, we know that Kanye West has a net worth, I believe, over $1 billion and that happened within the past year. So when somebody has a net worth, we understand that their day-to-day decisions, whether he decides to shut down his website or he decides to do this, that's the understanding of a net worth. Okay, and a lot of celebrities will even tell you that when they're gauged according to their net worth, a lot of times it's inaccurate. But we know Kanye West is very successful. We know that he's done fashion deals out the gazoo. So he's the perfect one to use for this, as an example. So Kanye West goes to a fashion show, or he goes to a movie premiere, or he goes to some sort of an event where he's purposely there to get publicity. And they do this. They say, okay, Kanye, what are you wearing? Right? Okay? Pretty simple. Not complicated. And he'll say what he's wearing from head to toe. If he's wearing a hat, if he's wearing sunglasses, his shirt, his pants, his shoes. Okay, now that definitely counts as modeling. Okay, it's very easy. I've seen him do it a million times. Okay, and he just says what he's wearing, so he's like modeling what he's wearing. Does a little smile. He's wearing a grill or something like that, custom made grill. Nothing wrong with that. Okay? Excuse me. Now, if for some reason you wake up tomorrow and you think you can do what Kanye West does and be a model like he models, Like, you have to understand, you have to have like the right person, because I've seen this happen. I've seen it happen plenty of times. Okay, you know, YouTubers who are famous. I'm obviously in that category. I'm famous now on YouTube. I'm known all over the world. I still know that right now in this present moment, whatever like my financial situation, like I'm not on that level where, especially as a model, I could just stand there in front of a camera and just model in less than a minute. In other words, you have to understand, like, Kanye West is Kanye West. If he wants to do a short modeling stint where he's standing there and smiling and doesn't have to pose for any pictures, that's fine. He's Kanye West. Okay? And he's a designer, so like designers can do like whatever they want. As a model, keep in mind that you still always have to like stop and pose for the cameras. And if you're at a live event and you want to do something like that, that's fine, but that's not how it works. And that's why this is titled Fashion's Crisis, Instant Modeling Overshadowing Talent, because what Kanye West is doing is instant modeling. There's when he does that, there's no reason to even hire a model. There's, the next up and coming star, whatever they're wearing, whoever just went viral yesterday, whatever they're wearing is going to sell itself, because, oh, look, this person's a millionaire, or this person just became a billionaire. What are they wearing? And it sells itself in a matter of minutes. Okay, now, even though that counts as modeling, that's not what this page is about. We don't do modeling. One of the main we don't do modeling like that. One of the main reasons why I'm on here is because I see that every day, and the talent has been sucked out of fashion. And we just look at celebrities and boom, they're model. They're modeling this, so I got to go buy it. What you're doing as a model is to differentiate from that. You are putting flavor into what you're wearing. Okay, and that's what makes it exciting. That's what makes it great. That's what makes it entertaining. That's why, models get paid thousands and thousands of dollars, because they, bring flavor to the name brand, to what they're wearing, how they're posing, etc., etc., etc. The list goes on and on. So use that Kanye West example, and if I saw Kanye West tomorrow, I'd be, Mr. West, can I please get an autograph? I am not shaming him in any way. I think when it comes to fashion, he's a genius. Okay, but I'm just saying that, like, you can't do what he does. We're not here to do what he does. Even if I get on his financial level, he's a designer, I'm a model. We don't do stuff like that around here. Of course, unless you actually are Kanye West. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next category. You get that. One thing about celebrities also that I'm going to mention real quick is, wow, the celebrities nowadays, they're looking younger and younger as time goes on, which is like really, really interesting. It's like they're looking younger the more that they age. One classic example of this, I'm gonna name somebody that I saw like the drastic transformation, had to be Tom Brady. We all know who Tom Brady is, the GOAT of the NFL when it comes to the quarterback position. If you look at him when he started until now, I mean, that man knows a thing or two about men's beauty secrets. And I don't like how they categorize that as men's beauty. Yeah, a man can look beautiful, yeah, but it's like men's youth secrets. I like to say it better that way. Men's youth secrets. He looks amazing. Like, for his age, for everything he's accomplished, for, playing such a rugged sport like that, and he looks he looks like a kid. And if you actually look at him when he started, he actually looked older when he started than he does now. So, do your research on that. Figure out how these celebrities are staying so young, and there's so many cool things that you can buy now. I love how my forehead looks, by the way. I'm doing this different serum right now. I mentioned it a couple of movies ago. Like, my forehead's looking great. I love how my eyes are looking underneath. The eyeshadows are going away. So do your research into like youthful products, how to stay looking young. There's so much great stuff out there that you really gotta look into. Um, okay, a couple of other tips here, quick tips. Your teeth, your teeth. Okay, like your teeth are important, but they're not that important. In the last movie we were talking about eyebrows, how they're important, but not so much. In other words, like, you're not, when you're modeling, you're not necessarily smiling. Like, this isn't like a family photo where everybody's standing side by side and you say cheese. Okay, yes, you can model your teeth in some modeling ads, but I would say your teeth is like less is more, because you're looking for more serious expressions, and you want to stay away from like happy go lucky, hunky dory. Oh, I'm just here with my family and I'm about to have a piece of cake. Like, that's not what modeling is. If you want to do that when you're with your family for family photos, that's fine. But, standing there and smiling isn't always, showing your bright whites. I think it's great, but that's not really modeling. Of course, if you're doing like a dentist commercial, you're doing like a toothpaste ad or something like that, like, obviously that makes a lot of sense. But more times more times that you'll be modeling, I think personally that it would turn the photographer off if you're just standing there and smiling, because you're trying to bring like a serious vibe, like more of a serious vibe, less of a happy vibe to your photos. So keep that in mind. Um, always think when you're taking photos, what would you do if your hair was different? What would you do if you were wearing a different pair of shoes, a different kind of shoe? Put yourself in the opposite position of where you've been and what you've done, and stimulate your brain on like what you would do if you had like a buzz cut haircut, what kind of poses you would do, where if you would want to be outdoors, if you would want to be indoors, what you would want to wear, what would look good with that style of haircut. Look up modeling ads to see what fits that hairstyle. Stuff like that. There's always stuff you could do to think ahead. And this, honestly, to me, this is a think ahead game. Because when you get in front of that camera, you kind of like unload everything. At least this is what I do. I unload like everything that's been on my mind, everything that has been in my mind, heart, my thoughts. I just like unload it, and you'll have more room for inspiration, more time to talk with your photographer when you get your part out of the way. And then let the photographer take over, sort of a deal. That's how I like to do it. That's how I like to do it. So, um, on here we like to talk about what is not modeling, to not confuse anybody. There's a famous movie. Some of you may have seen it. It's called A Christmas Story, and one of the best scenes is when this kid's mom is dressing him to go out to play in the snow, and she puts a lot of layers of clothes on him. Okay, because she wants him to be warm, and she wants him to, uh, you know, like, not get sick, et cetera, et cetera. So she puts like over 10 layers of clothes on him. It's a very famous scene. I'm sure some of you have probably seen it. If you haven't, look up the movie A Christmas Story. You could probably watch that scene somewhere on YouTube. Um, That is not modeling. Wearing 10 layers and not being able to see your body in what you're wearing. Even if you're wearing a big coat, there's ways to show your body when you're wearing that coat. You could roll your sleeves up, you could zip it down, leave a few buttons undone, etc., because you want to bring that flavor that we were talking about before into the photograph. So you want to show your body always to a certain extent. You never want to be totally covered up, or you don't want to look like a mummy. You want to look like, okay, this is my body, this is what I'm wearing, this is how I wear it. Like, that's kind of what you're expressing to the camera with your body without speaking. So keep that in mind. You need a rhythm when you're modeling, like some sort of a rhythm, whether it be like in your head or you need to play music. You need to do what you need to do. Your photographer is your first audience. If you win your photographer over in the first few minutes that you're doing this, you're doing your job. If your photographer is giving you critiques and yelling at you and calling you fat and this, that, and the other thing, you're not doing your job. Your photographer is your first audience member, so make sure that you have the ability to sell your photographer first. This is going to be very forceful and very brash, but if you can't do that, you should not be a model. Period. End of story. Next topic. Focus on yourself. Concentrate on what you have. I remember right when I started my portfolio, about 2 years ago, I was looking at this ad, Models Wanted. And I remember looking at this ad, and when it came to like features, this person that I was looking at, who was a model, had total opposite features as what I have. This person actually had red hair, freckles, I want to say like hazel eyes, and they were just standing there stoically. And I'm looking at this ad and I'm like, okay, I guess that's what's in now. Okay, so, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to, like, go stand in the sun, get more freckles, dye my hair red, and, try to look paler, have a paler skin tone than I do now? Now, wait, hold on. Before I answer this, I'm going to say, now this is very extreme. This is if you want to do modeling professionally. Hold on. Because you think I'm going to say no. But I'm actually going to say yes. That's exactly what you do. Go dye your hair, get some freckles, and work on stoic appearances. Okay, now, in the moment, on the shoot, if you get selected for a photo shoot, don't pay attention to that. If you get selected, you're on your shoot is tomorrow and you're just focusing on this person online. Okay, they selected you for a reason, because they're trying to branch out from that person. Now, don't be surprised if when you get on the shoot they want to dye your hair red, go get you freckles, and be stoic. But yes, that's actually what you want to do. Now, if you work for yourself like I do, you don't have to do that. But from a professional standpoint, when it comes to auditions and when it comes to like who has the it look now, that's exactly what you want to do. So think about that. And again, that's going to separate the reals from the fakes. Okay, it's like, yes, if you want to be a model, that's exactly what you have to do. And you have to go off that type of mindset. That'll help you survive in the modeling world. Remember I said that. This will connect to what we were saying before about inspiring your photographer. Your photographer is always right. Okay, if you think that you're going to go into a modeling shoot and start telling the photographer what you're going to do when you're getting paid, you're totally wrong. You have to work with the photographer to bring about what you really, really are doing. and you have to be able to take direction. You are submitting yourself, okay, respectfully, to the photographer. If you have a problem taking, direction or listening, or, I'm so hot, and I'm just going to do what I want, and this photographer's not on my level, modeling's not for you. The door's that way. Just leave. Okay, because that is not going to get you anywhere. That's not realistic. And they could see you better than you could see yourself. So you always show your photographer respect. They're there for you. Them being there is a sign of respect because they're there to see something special. So just keep that in your mind and get past that, and after they are there ready to shoot the photographs, do everything they say to do. Have it up here. You don't got to express it. Get your poses that you've thought about, like, out of your system, and then just be ready to do what they say and take their critiques and work with them. Arguing, I always think about this in my mind. The photographer is always right, and you want that criticism. If you can't take criticism, you're never going to make it in the modeling world anyway. So just keep that in mind. Your photographer is always right. Okay. Understand the photographer's vision, and if you really want to be a model, start wearing what you hate. Okay, because this is not a game of I'm just going to wear black t-shirts in every single modeling shoot, and I'm going to start a black t-shirt trend, and everyone's going to want to wear black t-shirts. I'm just going to start wearing white t-shirts every day. Everyone's going to start wearing white t-shirts, etc. Just stop that. That's not what this is. Trends have happened like that. Things happen like that for real in the modeling world. That definitely happens. You are, again, you can do anything when you work for yourself. If you want to do this on the YouTube level, like yours truly is, that's fine. Okay, but you still have to come in with a professional attitude. You still have to look at this as seriousness. You're given an opportunity to make money. So what do you want to do? You want to wear, do you really want to inspire people? Do you want to, have people, appreciate your work, what you're doing? It's called taking pride in what you do. Okay, and I don't see a lot of that anymore, and it really grinds my gears when I see people, like, trying to do their jobs on social media and they're, like, slacking off, or they try to bring their own opinion into, like, an industry and make it a truth. Like, you're not going to wear the same thing every day and become a fashion model. That's just not how it works. Okay, so start wearing what you hate, or hate's a strong word. Wear styles that you dislike and learn to love them, because that's what you're going to have to do professionally in the modeling world. I am Mark Anthony Dark 66. We'll see you in the next segment. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mark Anthony Dark 66, and we are here in the Dark South studio. Excuse me. In the Dark South studio, where I do about 90% of my modeling work. And for this segment of the movie, I'm going to give you an abstract view of what I'm doing when I'm in here, how stuff goes down, what I'm feeling on the inside, etc., etc. So now, the first thing I'm going to tell you about modeling is, like, when you're in a studio like this isn't anything fancy, okay? We just have, like, sheets, background sheets and stuff. And, we just use, like, here's an example of, like, one of the spotlights we use. It's nothing too crazy. I wouldn't even say that our lighting is, our spotlights are good quality, don't get me wrong, but you could get them at, like, any normal thrift store that sells them. Just like normal spotlights, basically. The first thing about modeling that you should know is it's like a very psychological interaction. I myself would actually describe it as somewhat of a manipulation. Um, for instance, like when I'm modeling, I'm saying to my viewer, the first thing I'm telling them is you should be wearing the clothes that I'm wearing. Period. Like and this is going to be very abstract, okay? This is like, it's why I'm in the studio. It's why I'm in the, excuse me, it's why I'm in the studio right now, because these are the types of things that run through my mind when I'm saying, okay, I have, 4,000 something subscribers on YouTube, I have, 10,000 subscribers on Dark South, I better deliver, I better entertain my fans, you know. Especially no matter how much you're getting paid for something, when you become a professional and you actually get compensated for your work, you really got to step it up. It doesn't matter how much you're getting paid over a certain amount of time. Uh, you should take pride in your work. Okay. And I'm actually, honestly, I'm very happy with what I'm getting paid for this. So far, so good. Thank you, Jesus. Right? All right. All right. So we're not really on here to talk about pay. It's a manipulation. Modeling is a manipulation. Okay, so it's like you have to be wearing this. You have to be wearing what I'm wearing. You're missing out on this. You have to be here where I'm at because you're missing out on this. You know, that's what you're always expressing, or you're saying to the camera, like, you're really missing something special happening right now. Like, what is wrong with you? If you could encompass those types of feelings and emotions, and this is when I started becoming very successful, is when you go to school, they don't ever teach you how to channel your emotions. They might teach you that in theater, but like, I always looked at this as a moment to express myself. And when I learned how to channel my emotions in a healthy way, that's when I became successful. That's when I started becoming successful. In other words, if I'm in front of my photographer and he says, Mark, look, I want you to be angry. Look, Mark, I want you to be sad. I want you to be serious. I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what to do. And my body, it starts here, and my body just follows. And the body is more of a demonstrative. Look up the word demonstrative. It's like the body kind of just follows, and as a model, you want to use your body to convey your whole message. But it starts, for me at least, channeling my emotion here, and allowing it to filter out through the rest of my body, and aiming it at the lens. Okay, so if now I don't know, look, hey, look, it's a free country, okay? Like, it's not just wearing the clothes. That's the point here. That's the teaching that I'm giving you, is it's not just sitting here wearing the clothes and staring at the lens. That is not modeling. That's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to captivate anybody. It's definitely not going to entertain anybody. And if I could give you like all the nuggets to my success, it would be in this segment. So keep that in mind the next time you get in front of the camera. I'm going to share a quick story about, this was in between. I remember this was a few years ago. I remember I was just becoming serious about starting my first portfolio. And every year in my hometown, they have this like St. Patty's Day parade. for St. Patrick's Day. I'm Irish, by the way. My real last name is Irish. So, of course, like, I love to go to this parade, right? So, by the way, all my ethnicities, I'll just tell you every single one of them. I am Italian, Irish, Polish, Czechoslovakian, Ukrainian, I think a little bit of German. I think I have a little bit of German in me as well, but that's basically what I am. Italian, Irish, Polish, Czechoslovakian, Ukrainian, and a little bit of German. So there you go. A lot of Eastern European there. Of course, we have a fan here in the studio when it gets hot. So yeah, anyways, so I chose this particular event and I challenged myself, hey, could I wear something cool? Maybe I can get noticed. And sure enough, I picked out the perfect outfit, right? And this happened, and I wasn't even telling anybody I was trying. I just played this like modeling game with myself in my head. And I said, okay, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna see if I can get like a compliment on my outfit or something. And sure enough, I did. And I remember this guy noticed me, and he was like, "Oh man, look!" Like within context, he goes, "Oh man, look at my man's outfit over here," yada yada yada. I remember I wore I'm a huge sports fan. I remember when Paul Pierce was playing for the Celtics, and I had one of my family members, or like one of my brothers gave me like his warm up outfit, and like I only wore it one time, so it was so crisp. And I just remember wearing it to the St. Patty's Day parade and like just getting a lot of attention. Like, oh, what's this guy wearing? Because usually when you go there to something like that, like everybody's dressed the same and they're all wearing green and this, that, and the other thing. So I planned this ahead of time, but it gave me enough confidence to like start my modeling career, even though after that it kind of fizzled out. But that's what you can do at like events, is try to stand out when everybody's wearing the similar type of stuff, I guess. You want to try to take that to the next level. So those are good events to practice modeling at, is basically what I'm saying. I always call that like the classic, the ball player look. Oh, I'm just gonna like go to the ball game and I'm just gonna wear my hat backwards and wear my jersey. Like use those events to try to stand out amongst. Ooh, one of these. We're having some technical difficulties here in the studio, but I gotta go fix these technical difficulties. Remember that. Think of that. Go to events where everybody's dressed the same. Try to stand out. Put yourself at somewhat of a disadvantage, and that's how you'll grow as a model. I'm Mark Anthony Dark 66. See you in the next movie.
you